Joy. What's up, peeps? Hello. Hello, everyone. Excuse me. Good morning. I start my mornings with Dr. Turtleboy. What better way to start your day? Hello, everyone. Happy Turtleboy Tuesday. Hello, everyone. All right, welcome. Today is Tuesday, October 14th. The anniversary. Oh, man. Yeah. I won't even get into that. But anyway, this is the Bus Stop Live check-in. I do this every day since I was arrested 2 years and 3 days ago at my kid's bus stop by the State Police Fugitive Unit and DLT, as they call him, Brian Tully, who read me my rights. In case it happens again, we want to get it on video, don't we? So it's become a cool little tradition that we do ever since then. Anyway, what's up, Janelle? How are you? Yeah. It's not the anniversary of me Tully calling me daddy. That was actually on Saturday. It was October 11th. Today is the anniversary. This is and these dates are like forever embedded in my head. This is the McMorgan's anniversary. That was October 14th. So, have some chicken fingers in honor of that. And, but anyway, guys, hello. Yesterday, what was going on? Yes, yeah. Hopefully you guys had a nice Columbus Day yesterday. It's kind of a day off, but like not really. Like the trash works so that you have to take the trash out. I don't know. Municipal services like still go on, so I don't even know if it's kind of like a quasi holiday. But anyway, so what's going on? What's going on in the news? What's going on this week? What do we got planned this week? Well, we are going to be pushing this Cosgrove thing, right? And trying to, Robert Cosgrove is a lot of things, but he's not stupid. And, he's a former judge. He gets it. He knows. And by the way, shout out, I said this on the show the other night, and I'll say it again, right? McMorgan's is actually a very nice place. I like it there a lot. So this isn't like a shot at them. So if you go there, tell them Turtleboy sent you. And, let them know, you're getting positive business from this, something like that. But anyway, what else was I going to say? What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So we're pushing this Cosgrove thing, right? And he's a smart guy. And so he has to know that he has a conflict. It's undeniable, despite what the Twitter law school students say, like, who writes in crayon? It's stupid. No, it's actually like Lindsay Gattani is clearly a witness in the trial. You can be like, well, she's not the most important witness. I think that's what they're going to try to say. Well, she's not, but she's undeniably a witness who did seek them out, but who they could have told, we're all set. We're good. Yeah, we don't really need to hear from Turtleboy's Psycho X, and she doesn't have much to offer. Like, they made her a witness. Like, Tully interviewed her on December 14th and decided that the things that she told him on December 14th were relevant enough towards the investigation into witness intimidation of the McAlberts, against the McAlberts, right? That the things that she told them on that day were relevant enough that she should receive a grand jury summons to appear in front of a grand jury that was investigating witness intimidation against the McAlberts in Canton. That's what they, so whatever she said on the 14th was important enough into the investigation of me for the McAlberts that she is a witness, right? An important enough witness that they would bring in and testify in front of the grand jury. Now, I would argue that Natalie knew significantly more. Natalie is a witness who has a lot more to say because she had direct communication. I mean, think about that. She was literally the liaison between Karen Reed and me, right? So she has a lot more information, but that doesn't mean Lindsay has no information, right? And so that the things that Lindsay said, the information that she gave them was relevant enough to make her a witness in the case. So they are going to try this whole thing now. Even I've read Krusty Fanny's Esquire's post about this, that like, oh, Turtle Boy himself said in this Bus Stop Live that she's not a witness, and so he killed his own case. I don't think that's how it works. Okay, first of all, that's definitely not what I said. But my point was that they had enough, in my opinion. I thought that what Natalie gave them was, because it was enough to, you know, get Karen Reed's phone. But apparently it wasn't, because they didn't. Like what Natalie gave them wasn't enough. They needed one more person to corroborate kind of what she said. And that's where Lindsay Gattani came in. And that is why they took Karen Reed's phone. Okay. Because Natalie and Lindsay Gattani came forward. And by December 23rd, they had a warrant for her phone. Before I went over there, I am, again, dispelling this lie that I brought Brian Tully into Karen Reed's life and had her phone taken, that I dragged her through the mud with Tully and did that. I had nothing to do. My trip to Medfield that night had nothing at all to do with that. Nothing. That's it. And people are like, why'd you go over there? Why'd you do that? We've been over this a million times. But why did I do that? Because she confessed everything to me on December 22nd, that she had been disloyal, that she had betrayed me. She realized after she got that grant, she thought she could do this all sneakily, that I would never find out that she went to these people. She just wanted to hurt me kind of behind the scenes. She didn't want to hand over her phone and go in front of a grand jury. That they didn't tell her that that was going to happen, right? So she gets this information. Like, so when she contacts me, like when she gets the grand jury thing, she's like, fuck, he's going to know this is next level shit. I have to get out ahead of this. Like, I have to do something about this. Like, she wanted to switch up what she's doing right now. All right. And so she contacts me about it, sends me the grand jury summons. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you know Tully? What the fuck? That's weird. And eventually that night, we have a conversation on the phone for like an hour and a half at like 1 a.m. or some shit. And she told me everything. Like, she told me that I went to Kate, I went to Leah, I went to fucking Mello, I went to Tully, I met with Tully, and I'm scared. This is a huge mistake. She apologized like a million times. Like, she was crying. It was fake, obviously, but I'm so sorry. I just, they're using me, and I was just mad at you, and I'm sorry, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're like two different people. I'm like, sometimes you can be really nice, because she can, like, in messages, like, that's how she, that's part of the scam. It's part of the manipulation. She could be very nice, and like some of the messages she wrote me were like, seeing that she really supported what I did and all this shit. And then you got this dark side that's a completely different person that's like doing evil shit. Because she was like crying on the phone, and I'm like, do you have like, and she's like, yeah, she basically conceded it. Like, and I'm like, she's like, but I want to do the right thing, and I want to, I want to tell you about everything that's happened, and I want to show you all my messages. She goes, but I don't feel comfortable screenshotting them all and sending them to you. I'd rather just show you my phone. And that was the bait that got me over there, right? was the fact. It wasn't. I didn't go over there to fuck her. I even put her in writing. I'm not sleeping over or anything like that. That was not the purpose of that visit. It might have been for her in the back of her mind, but that was not it was not a social visit for me. She wanted to, like, she presented herself as somebody that was sorry that she was caught, that she wanted to tell me what these people had been doing to her, that, and she needed help. And Tully's telling her that you don't need a lawyer, that you have to give me your phone. And I'm like, yeah, you should probably talk to a lawyer. I would talk to, I don't think that's how this works. You should probably talk to a lawyer. Like, that's it, you know? And that was all true. So there was, like, the purpose of going over there is she was telling me, I want to show you everything in my phone, right? And so I go, that's why I said I don't want to go in your apartment though. I don't really trust you yet, you know. And so let's meet in a common area. So we did, and for 2 hours we sat there. Unbeknownst to me, she was messaging Mello and Tully at the time. And telling them that I was there. And for some reason, they didn't say, get out of there, because I'm not dangerous. That's why they didn't say that, of course, But hold on. There's traffic. Oh. Hold on. I'm reading the comments here. Let me see what people are saying. All right. Let's see what people are saying. Get over it, Brandy. Turtle Boy has asked to stop bringing them up. Who? Oh, that is. All right. I'm going to read some comments here. We could tell your story fact by fact at this point. Your story don't change. Exactly. I mean, I'm consistent. That's the thing about telling the truth. Don't forget to mention the Halloween party. Yes, we have how many more days till the Halloween party? 11? Something like that? No, 10. 10 more days. Go get your tickets. All right. Anyway, the Bills lost. The Patriots are in first place. It's great to hear. So I'm blocking a couple people that are just like talking about bullshit in the comments. Okay. The spite rant reminded me of Larry David. I mean, it's true. I mean, I'm being true. I'm being real. Like, that's not like journalism. Like telling them what, like, fucking pointing out this woman's a snake is not like brown breaking news. And she's obviously playing up the victim already. Oh my God, thank you everybody for having my back. They always do that. Whenever I expose somebody for shitty behavior, their flex is always to be like, thank you everybody for having my back. Oh my God, now that Turtle Boy talked about what I've done, I'm such a victim of this. Oh, I'm like, no, bitch, you're the aggressor and you got called out for your bullshit. That don't make you a victim. That don't make you a victim. I can call people out. You're not a victim just because of that, Nick says that JFK said if you didn't do anything wrong, you would talk about it now. They have no quit on you. Yeah, he knows better than that. And I don't know why he would say that, but again, I have nothing to say about those guys. If they want to continue to talk about me, go for it. I don't give a shit. I'm going to do me like I always do. I mean, that's just retarded because they've said better on their show. They've said before that they understand why I'm not discussing this, right? They get it. They know better. They are trying to egg on a response from me. Like, you won't do it. You like, and I'm homie. Don't play that. I'm not doing that. Did you catch Grant yesterday? See it arranged for the media. I didn't see that. Pool at that old fake victim press conference, specifically for her statement, the one where you showed last month where she thanked them for being there. Yeah, right. Sherry did. KR gets a pass for anything she says till all of this behind her. When will that be? Never, unless the government dies first. I mean, this is behind her. Karen Read has been acquitted. Karen Read's free. She was freed like 4 months ago, right? I'm not free. I have, I'm under indictment. I have a whole bunch of felony charges I still have to face. Karen Read is not being charged with anything. There are no crimes against Karen Read. She's on probation for 1 year because she was convicted of a DUI. That's it. She's being sued civilly, but whatever. That's a lot. I'm being sued civilly by a whole bunch of people. I mean, civil lawsuits. You don't go to jail for civil lawsuits. So, she's completely free. Let's be clear about that. And this whole thing about like, under indictment and, like Robert Cosgrove's not indicting her. Robert Cosgrove's 1,000,000 years old. Okay. He's not conducting a fucking grand jury and indicting her when the last grand jury already fucking failed at that. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. They're also not the publicity with that and the press of it after she's been exonerated in the most high profile murder case in the fucking world, right? They're not going to indict her on conspiracy. They're not going to do that. I said it before and I'll say it again. When she contacted me in late July to tell me about this, my first reaction was Morrissey just doesn't want to give your phone up. He just wants to hold on to your phone. That's it. As like spite. He can be spiteful too. He just doesn't want to give you your phone back. He's like, fuck her. I'm keeping her phone because I can. Just tell her we're doing another grand jury. I'm telling you, that's what happened. There's no fucking grand jury. There's nothing to investigate. There's nothing fucking there. They've already got my phone up till October 11th. So if there was any witness intimidation conspiracy going on in my phone at that time, they would fucking have it. They would have it by now. There's nothing in there. And there is going to be no indictments there. I highly doubt they would even bother with the grand jury because they have nothing to work with. They just don't want to give the phone back. That's all it is. He's just being a dick. Yeah, Commonwealth, how many more days till they appoint a new special prosecutor? Yeah, so today is day 20, so they have 10 more days. You're right. Monica Cannon Grant's being sentenced January 29th. I will be there for that. Oh, on the anniversary, the 4-year anniversary. Turtle Boy, those guys were an ally. Well, you sold out the will. I mean, I wouldn't call it an ally. They were leeching off of it for content outside. I mean, that's what they were doing, which is fine. It's America. You have a right to do that. They claim they bought tickets, fine, okay, but and didn't use them for some reason. But yeah, we were on the same side. But when certain people feel like they are the chosen spokesperson for someone else who has a lot of influence, they feel special. You know what I mean? And that's what this is. Like they feel emboldened. They're like, well, I've been touched. You know what I mean? I have the privilege and honor of speaking on behalf of someone else, and I'm going to be the defender of this person. And that's kind of the high that like, so they didn't, when they were outside the Wilbur, they didn't have that. They got that afterwards. And that's how people change, So it is what it is. I can't wait till I get my life back either, Renee. I'm really looking forward to that. Should we go to Krusty's court date? Absolutely. When is that? That's coming up soon. I think it's this week. Erin says, Lily, if you're watching, I remember when you told viewers how much you loved Aiden. Does being on the alternate corner ring a bell during trial 10, during trial 1? Find a hot. I mean, of course you do. I mean, these people love, like, there's no, the reason that they're feeling all like, oh yeah, I'm going to turn full anti-Turtle Boy now. They're emboldened by that because they believe that they have the backing of an influential person. And that's why they're all of a sudden like they view themselves as like, oh well, I can turn on Turtle. Well, if someone else is turned on Turtle Boy, I can, you know what I mean? Like that's what's kind of fueling them, I believe. Yeah, Glaire's got the point. I mean, this is an old age trick. Is you punch up. I mean, that's how it's done, right? Obviously, I have a significantly larger audience and influence in them. Everybody knows that, right? And so, well, how do you gain more followers? How do you gain more? Well, you're the guy that punches up. You know, you're the guy that I'm going to take on this guy. I'm going to challenge, and that's how you kind of make a name for yourself. And that's all it is just poaching. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if any mods are watching. Just that Jimbo guy, you guys can ban him. Hey, at least you're not Harvey Adelson. That was interesting, huh? He thought she was getting sentenced to life, like no matter what. The Adelsons are wild. How fucking, like, kind of tone deaf they are, you know. And I will, yeah. Anyway, let me skip to the current comments. I'm gonna turn the camera off for 1 sec, but I'll still talk. Hold on. I think I am. Nah, can you guys still hear me? Hold on. I love the Natalie story. I heard her name a few times. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. You know, I was surprised how many people didn't know what a piece of shit Natalie the German was, because she's just a horrible, disgusting pig who couldn't handle maturely the fact that Karen Reed was rude to her or whatever, dismissive. I don't even know what you call it. Again, I would have handled the situation differently with Natalie if I was her, just because last thing you need is a crazy person fucking turning on you, you know? And I would have just I would have kept her at bay. You know what I mean? I would have handled it a little bit differently, but everything she said to Natalie was very valid, in my opinion. What else are people saying? Yeah, so Harvey was mad. The judge was like, hell no. I mean, they realized she's going to die in prison. They realized that. She didn't really cry that much yesterday. She had a couple people vouch for her. They went the whole I'm innocent route, which the judge did not like. But I get why she did it, because, like, you're fucked either way. No matter what, he's sentencing you to life without parole. You're never getting out. So you might as well, if you're going to go down with the ship, then go down with the ship, you know? I do wonder if Harvey knew. You know, I do wonder what Harvey knew about that, because it's just odd that his wife could do this without him knowing. You know what I mean? All right. It just looks like you condemn people for doing the same things you're fighting justice for. I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. Sorry, I'm still reading the comments. And the crust we don't trust. Exactly. All right. Now, King Coleslaw, we'll have to ban him. Okay. What else are people saying? Is there anyone else watching from outside the U.S.? I'm sure there's some, you know. What else are people saying? Let's see. The 19th Sunday. Yeah, you see the Patriots are in first place. Bills lost last night. Huge. Going to the playoffs. I didn't like getting the way that JFK kept asking the audience outside the Wilbur if Karen should have come along. Like, clearly at the time he felt like that was clearly what the narrative he was pushing was. He was trying to get people fired up about it and trying to create, you know, drama by asking that question, because clearly in his mind he must have thought that she should have, right? Why else is he asking that question? And you know, I didn't want to say anything, but I'm like, trust me, it's not going to happen. Like, and that's fine. We're separate people. We don't need to be a unit, you know. But I do think that there was an element to that. All right, hold on. Turn my camera on. All right. What else are people saying? No, we haven't got the T-Rex discovery yet. We haven't gotten anything on that since I was indicted months ago.
All right. Definitely some trolls in the chat that I'm going to keep banning them, nuking them. I was a little nervous for you telling Lucky the plow driver story. You love to twist things. Okay. Natalie didn't even offer anything. She started orally and in writing that they didn't direct your coverage. Exactly. But Tully used some of that stuff, like in a lot of it. 7 pages worth of stuff from Natalie he found relevant enough to put in his report. And it's going to be very good in 10 days if Robert Cosgrove if a new special prosecutor has not been hired in the Lindsay Gattani indictments. That's a great sign. But hopefully before that, like, we are hoping that there's really no need for a hearing on the motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove, because Robert Cosgrove is smart enough to know that we're right, that he does have a conflict in this and he cannot there's no way he can do this. Like, too many things could go wrong in which a mistrial would be declared if she was a witness in the case, which she will be one way or another. If not for them, then for us. Like, if they don't want to call her, we can. It was like diva. Like, she would be a diva, you know? But she would actually talk. I don't think at this point she's happy to throw them under the bus. Okay. Because as of right now, my next court date is until December 5th. We'll see. KP going in on David Yannetti is so laughable. I didn't see that, but David Yannetti is the fucking man, dude. I love that dude. That guy, he said he's made some comments about the Wilbur show. He's been like defending me on Canton Confidential. He was on there a few days ago making comments about my case, which I really appreciated hearing him say that stuff, because I love that man, dude. That guy crying when the verdict came out was one of the most memorable parts of that whole thing. I think we can all agree on that. More Natalie tonight. Yes, we're going to listen to more of her thing for sure. He supports Karen, but wants to have Peggy on his show. No, he doesn't. He doesn't still want to do that, does he? Well, you're going to make a run this year. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the Ravens got no Lamar. They're 1-5, bro. They're running out of time. Like, they can't afford any more losses or they're done. Like, you know, they can afford realistically 2 more losses throughout. And I don't know when Lamar's coming back. Like, that's it. There's a long way to go in the season. What, 11 more games left they have? Like, so they have to go 9-2 just to make the playoffs. Because if you go 9-8 as a record, they ain't getting in. And that's what happens if the Ravens go. If the Ravens go, no, they have 11 games left, right? Yeah. So if the Ravens go 9-2, 8-3 is not going to be good enough for them, which is crazy. 8-3, they'll be out of the playoffs. That's how much of a predicament there. What do you think about Peter Murphy's comment? What comment? I didn't see any comment. What comment from him? That guy crying even made me tear up, and I don't fucking cry. I mean, you saw me in the courtroom. I couldn't help it. You know, I didn't like bawl or anything like that. I didn't go full BLT, but I definitely, I'm caught in the back there. Like, it's a visceral reaction. You know, it's a natural reaction to that. You know, because you've invested so much of your life in this, and you've been thinking about that day for so long, and then it comes, and you're like, oh my God, like, you're obviously so happy, but you can't help but, like, you know, you have a fucking tear coming out of your eye. Like, I couldn't help that. He disowned Turtle Boy. Okay, so we're going to block this person. Okay, let's see what else are people say. Yeah, and like, what they're trying to do is like, they're very upset with this Ray from Dallas person, who I don't know. I discovered him a week or 2 ago, and I said, this guy Ray from Dallas is, he's kind of declaring war on them, and there's rumored, like, is Turtle Boy behind this? And then I brought him on briefly just for the purpose of saying, see, look, it's not Will, It's not Jimmy. This is like this is an actual black man I don't know who is saying this stuff. That's not like he's not a guest. He's not, you know what I mean? It was just to show these guys aren't involved. And so their beef seems to be with Ray from Dallas, because Ray from Dallas feeds, is into that. He's into the drama and the back and forth with those guys and going at them, etc. I'm not interested in that. But they are almost continuing this by saying that, Turtle Boy's tied to Ray from Dallas. Therefore, as long as Ray from Dallas keeps this up, we're going to keep it up. But they know better. They know that I have nothing to do with Ray from Dallas. I have nothing against the guy. I don't know him. But his content is his content alone. And I have my content, and that's it. All right, let me read some more comments. Okay. Who is Twisted Tragedies? How much time you got? Talk about obsessed with me. That chick. I can't listen to the sound of her voice. She's a grifter I exposed 2 years ago. Used to be a Free Karen Reed diehard Turtle Boy supporter. She was there when I was arrested on October 11th at my court date. She grifted outside, tried to get people to donate to her channel. She interviewed with Ted Daniels, said what an injustice it was, what happened to me. And then a week or so later, I called her out on being a grifter. And within 2 months, like clockwork, Karen Reed was guilty to her. And ever since then, like her whole, like she's like a former stripper and perpetually unemployed grifter who has no original content, has a long and documented history of like evictions and fundraisers for superfluous things, such as like send my boyfriend, who's also unemployed, to Florida to be in a softball tournament. And so ever since then, because Free Karen Reed people were like, oh, let's check out this channel. People forget, before like the Glare and these people came along, people were hungry for Karen Reed content, and it was just me and Plevin. And so people like Twisted Tragedies came along and tried to kind of like fill that void. And I listened to her a couple times. I'm like, all she does is just say the things I'm saying. Like she's even using my sayings. Like she was selling like Jim Ferriss is rude merch on her thing. I'm like, you're taking my slate. Like, what is this? And I'm like, this chick's just grifting off of this. And so ever since I called her out for grifting, she's got the TDS, and she has been her entire program that is only watched by other crazy people that, gets not many people watch it, is just like I briefly perused the titles of her shows the other day, and every single thing, it's like 5 hours of talking about me. It's like, that's crazy. That's how you know that I'm like, if you're eliciting this sort of, if you own someone's brain like that, it's a powerful thing. Like, that's crazy. But anyway, let's see what else people are saying. Okay. Peggy was not on good terms with JJ, and she's got to deal with it. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah. So I know a lot of things. I'm reading some of these comments. I know a lot of things. Eventually I'll tell the whole story, and you'll see. You'll see. People who, doubted me, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see. I mean, make whatever decisions you want to make. I don't really give a shit. I know I always say like I'll remember, but I probably won't, to be honest with you. But because they'll all come crawling back once they hear the real story. They'll be like, oh fuck, I was lied to. I was manipulated. Yeah. Oh, Bettero's going on Benigno tonight. Oh, I did not know that. I'll be watching that. Okay. All right. I'm just reading the comments, trying to find some good stuff. The Microdots LV fake victim video. Hopefully that's coming out soon. We'll see. Will Vinny Politan have me back on the show someday? They invited me on after the verdict, and I couldn't do it because I had my sister was getting married, and we had the rehearsal dinner that night. But I would have liked to go on, but that's fine. I mean, the Kyrie case is over. It depends if they cover the Turtle Boy trial, and if that gets dropped, maybe they talk about it. I don't know. Okay, Peter Murphy said that the other law enforcement agencies are coming to Canton PD. Oh, I did hear that he said that, but I mean, I love Peter Murphy, great guy, great supporter. He's been saying that for a while, and so I'll believe it when I see it. Let's just put it that way. I mean, if that happens, more power to him. But if he's right, he's right. But I've heard this before. This whole the feds are coming. I don't. We'll see. We'll see. I have no idea. If Peter has a source I don't know, then there's that. Don't promote Ray. He said crap about Melanie. Well, there you go. I don't listen to him. Fucking, first of all, love Melanie Little, obviously. The best. We'll always have her back. And Nurse Kim's and Will's, always, All right. Sean of the Gulf disappeared after threatening you. Yeah, we'll see. Why did JFK call me racist? I don't watch JFK, but I'm not racist. I know a lot of people say they're not racist, and it's like, well, how do you prove that? I'm like, I don't know how to prove that. I don't know. I have nothing against people of different races. I don't know how else to put that at all in any way, shape, or form. Do I have anything against people based on the color of their skin? So there's that. All right. Donna from New Jersey was on the Twisted talking smack about Turtle Boy. Well, I'm sure she's really in fear too. So I have no comment about those charges. I will later on, but for now, I'm going to follow counsel's advice and remain silent on that until it's adjudicated in my favor. Hey, Turtle, will you be doing the celebrating info tonight? Yes, I will be. Thank you for that. I mean, JK 1980, J2K 1980 has some comments in the chat that I see at 9:05. I'm 6 minutes behind. I'm not going to read this comment out loud because I just don't feel like being divisive. But it's interesting. I don't know who that account is, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, I'm sure those people are watching everything I say. Like, they watch everything I say. They're like, oh, he endorsed this comment. He's saying he's continuing this. It's like I'm seeing comments, and I'm doing my best not to endorse it or anything, even if I see something that's true. Twisted has a dying child, and she says she's herself has illnesses but grifting all day. Well, I hope she doesn't have a dying child, because no children deserve to die, and I hope that her child is okay. But she's trying to be at your court thing in New Jersey to support the victim. Okay, we'll see. All right. Have you changed your protocols to prevent some of these situations from reoccurring? You'll have to be more specific, but for sure. All right, I'm going to fast forward to the current comments. Let's see what we got. Patriots, let's go. Bills lost. Awesome. What else are people saying? Twisted has dying parents, a dying kid, and disabilities. Please send her a slutty fireman costume from Amazon. I don't know what that means, but okay. Yeah, I mean, if her child is dying, I hope she doesn't go to New Jersey because her sounds like she needs her mom, and I hope she's okay. Wait, Turtle Boy has no black riders. That's what they think. They must have not been at the courthouse then because there were people of all different nationalities. I mean, it's not a very diverse movement. I'll give you that. It's certainly there were a lot of white people in the movement. I don't know what percentage. It's a high. It's proportionally. It's not representative of the overall population of Massachusetts for sure. I don't know why that is. Apparently this is. I guess it's a case that proportionally attracted more white people for whatever reason. Maybe because Karen's white and the police were all white. Like the major players in the story are all white. So maybe some, people of color, I don't know what they're thinking. They're not a group. They're not a monolith. Every black person and brown person or Hispanic person, whatever, they all think they don't think as a group. They think individually. There were black people there. Obviously, I met several people who were not white outside this, the Latino, etc. Not a lot of Asians, a couple, but not many. But maybe they just, I don't know, maybe if I'm not speaking for any black person in particular, maybe they viewed this as like not our fight. I don't know. But for, you know certainly we haven't done anything to make it less appealing for black people, right? There's no like racist overtones to this or anything else. This has been a race free topic. It has been a topic that kind of unites people around different races. I think like we can all agree corruption is bad. We can all agree on that. Okay. Go Bengals. Who day? It's been a rough season for you guys, man. The glare is not good for your image, doctor. Disagree. I think the glare is great for my image, and I love Will. That's my homie right there. And he's not me, obviously. Like we're different. He is he's not a reporter. Like that's my role. But he's a commentator. He's like what Sue O'Connell claims to be. And he's a good dude, man. I don't care what people say. Fuck you if you don't like him. That's my guy. Okay. Opposition to the motion to dismiss on the 20th? Does due the 20th. I thought it was the 27th, but I could be wrong. Ray said he loves Melanie. There you go. There you go. Whoever said that was lying, to be very clear. It sounds like it. I don't know. There you go. The Spit Bucket Podcast says, I never said anything bad about Melanie. Who said that silly shit? There you go, Ray. Thank you. Can I make you a cute background curtain? You can. I got to get the wrinkles out. When you see like the thing, see it's wrinkled? It's supposed to be like spread out. I got to do that more. Patriots have a softball schedule. We'll see. It's the easiest schedule I've ever seen, ever. And the Bills, like we get to play the Giants, and the Bills play the Eagles because we got last place. We get to play all the last place teams, and they got to play all the first place teams. So we get the Titans, and they get the Texans. So there's that. Bears have won 3-0. That's true. Big wins. James Jackson said Karen is his friend. LOL. Again, I find that good for them. If that's who she wants to be friends with, that's an interesting choice. But good luck to her and good luck to him. Congratulations. If that's who you want as your spokesperson, more power to you. Okay, I'm going to fast forward again. Let's see what people are saying. Does Grant have a new depot date? Not that I know of. Okay. All right. Anybody else before I get started with my day? Aaron Spencer for sheriff. Love Aaron Spencer. She said he said she shouted him out, so stop crying. Okay, thank you. Whatever that means. All right. Well, I'm going to go get started with my day, guys. 10 more days to the Halloween party. Go get your tickets if you haven't already. And we will talk to you guys soon. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.
It calls for data inclusion.